Good afternoon. I'm calling this meeting to order. Welcome to the Sedro Woolley Rotary Club, the best Rotary club in the. We'll start the meeting with an invocation with Lynn Tucker.
All right. Let's see. We're grateful for this family of Rotarians and ask for blessings as we meet together. Teach us to discern between activity and accomplishment, humility and inferiority, and a quick salute and genuine commitment to serve. Allow us to spread warmth, love, and kindness to others. And also, on a separate note, this is just it's always wonderful to get here. We got guests here today, and it always seems like everybody opens their arms to them, and that just makes us look so good and feel so good. But thank you all for that. Amen.
All right, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now please join me in the four-way test, which for our guests is right over here. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And I don't have a song person today, so unless someone wants to volunteer really quick. Hey, Rod, I hear you want to sing. All right, we're just going to skip the song then. And that means you can all be seated and we can introduce some guests today. Do we have any visiting Rotarians? All right, any guests of Rotarians?
Yes, Madam President, I have a guest. I have with me Mandalena Mushango. She is originally from Zambia. She is a marketing director down at Virtue Memory Care down in Township. So please welcome Mandalena.
Welcome. All right, do we have any more guests?
There you go.
Yes, I have Tiffany Boggs here with me again today.
All right, anyone else? No? All right. Let's move on to club business. And just a reminder, I sent out an email right before this meeting. So if you can take a gander at that, that would be great. The only correction in that is we're moving the Zoom meeting for the auction committee to March 29th because Danny can make it and we need Danny there because she's important. So and then I have an announcement with Travis Heisman.
All right, everybody. We are a little behind in silent auction items. And I know we say that every year this time of year, so we're not stressing yet, but just we're a little behind the game. So make sure and get your silent auction items in. I think we only have like 30, 35 items so far. So about 1/10 of the way there. And we have what, 5 weeks left. So get your items in. If you need any help with anything, let me know. Are you okay? Tim, you can reach out to Tim or Danny. All right, thanks.
All right, and then we have Rebecca with an auction update.
We did get approval for the space to have alcohol in the raffles. So if you want to do a raffle basket with that, that's okay. Right now the budget sits at 45,000. They've raised 38.5 in sponsorships. So we need about $6,500 more so that we can walk in that night and everything counts towards profit. And they have 23 desserts for the dessert dash. So if you want to do that, if you only have signed up for one, maybe just add a second one. So let Christina Trader know. And Stephen Dahl is donating a half of a pig that is going to go with a pellet grill. And if you want to add pellets to that or a cooler or maybe some salmon or a half of a beef or whatever, please let me know, because I think that would be a really fun big live auction item, and we can just kind of bolster it up a little bit more.
All right. And then Tim Howland with an announcement.
So 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, we have the candidate for the new library director in an open house town hall meeting over at Central Skagit Library. So like to invite everybody to attend that and ask your questions of our, this is the only candidate we're checking for the position. So yeah, come and ask some questions and hear what the fella has to say.
All right. Are there any other announcements from the floor? Dan Hockett, right up here. He's giving you the backwards peace sign.
Thanks, Nick. So a couple of announcements. I mentioned before, we're having a work party. It's for Mike Mosier. It's on April 5th up in the Nookachance area. I brought a sign-up sheet today. John Janicki and I are going back over Sunday to recon this. It's going to, pretty big job. They're turning a flower bed into a play area for their little kids, so it's pretty cool. On Saturday, we'd like as many people to get there. We got to build a retaining wall, do some trimming and some bushes and things. So it should be a good time for everybody and hard work. Second one is Nathan asked me to go look at Teserick Fields, maybe paint those dugouts that have been vandalized. And I haven't got over there yet, but I'm thinking that'll be a weeknight type deal instead of the weekend. So as soon as I get that done, I'll be looking for people to volunteer for that too.
Awesome. Thanks, Dan.
The sign-up sheet says it's 8 o'clock in the morning is when we're going to start. So we usually go at least like 6 hours, but we're going to have equipment over there on Friday and do the prep work on Friday.
And if you didn't see my email, we are removing the work party from the live auction list. It's just really hard to get enough of our members out to get these accomplished. And so until we can get some folks who have stronger backs than some of us have, and equipment available, and time, most importantly, available, we're just going to put that on the back burner for now. And maybe it's something that we can bring back down the road. So there's that. I will. Thanks, Dan. All right. Any other announcements from the floor? Oh, thank you. So April 10th, Cheryl is out of town. So I am just wondering, do we want to do pizza, or do we want to brown bag it? Anyone for pizza? Last time it was a very strong brown bag vote. Anyone? April 10th is during spring break.
So also I did volunteer because I'm part of the that I would be willing to set up food for you guys if I'm gone. So you don't necessarily have to do a brown bag. It doesn't have to be pizza. They have grinders. We can do other stuff. I can make arrangements for it. So, you know, it's entirely, I don't want you to think you have to bring a brown paper bag, but it's up to you guys.
I'm seeing a lot of brown bagging motion. Yes, thumbs up. All right. We will be brown bagging it on April 10th. So if you have any guests, bring them a sandwich. All right. I think we might have a raffle now. We'll do a raffle, then we'll do students of the month. I know.
Yes, we have a
I got
raffle.
out of order. It's fine.
Rod's gonna blow the balls all over the place. Didn't close the lid. There we go. We lost one over the other side. So first one is 37. 37.
Woohoo! Tiffany won. Yeah. Thanks, Aldi.
can choose or you can spin. There we go. She's gonna take the
Always
wine.
take the wine.
Right. Thank you. Second number is 70. There we go. We got one of our students.
Unless
Coming
you're a
up.
student, then don't take the wine.
Spin to win. You can take anything but the alcohol. Give that wheel a spin. Oh, you're gonna spin again. It was wine. Much better. 25 cash. There you go. Our last number is 55. There we go, Becky.
Hey, we talked about Becky, didn't we?
Becky's gonna spin. Ooh, past presidents pay $2. Good spin, Becky.
All right. And before we hand the mic over to Travis, we're going to have Carrie Carlton come up and do the Students of the Month.
Hello and good morning. I am thrilled to share with you our selected Students of the Month. And again, just the opportunity to celebrate the best and the brightest of our class of 2025. And if you saw either one of these students walking down the hallway, the role model, the mentorship that they provide for the younger students truly is incredible to witness. And I'm grateful. So I'd like to start with Samantha Jefferson. Samantha is the daughter of Ryan and Christina Jefferson of Sedro Woolley. Samantha maintains a 4.0 GPA while being actively involved at our high school. She's a member of the National Honor Society for all 4 years and is currently our co-vice president. She's a member of varsity and volunteerism for 4 years and has earned 4 varsity letters, as well as 8 ASB junior class vice president last year. Samantha has taken many AP and honors classes over her high school career and has earned awards such as AP Scholar Award, WSU Regents Scholar Award, USF Presidential Scholar Award, as well as many department awards. Samantha has participated in 3 years of varsity soccer, earning 3 varsity letters, 3 years of varsity tennis, earning 2 letters, 3 years of unified basketball, and taking the role as manager for our varsity's boys tennis team. Samantha will be one of our valedictorians for the class of 2025. Outside of school, Samantha enjoys spending time with her family and friends, playing tennis, listening to music, working out, playing with Legos, which is something we'll find out about our next candidate soon, arts and design, woodworking, volunteering in the community, and she has previously worked at Blue Taco as a hostess and busser and spent last summer working for Janicki Industries as a full-time youth production intern. So at this time, I'd love to have you come to the microphone, share who's with you here today, and your plans after graduation.
Thank you. I'm Samantha, and that's my mom, Christina Jefferson. Please stand. My dad's at work, so he couldn't make it. But what am I saying? Okay. I am going to attend a 4-year university. Not sure which one yet, because I'm waiting to see all my options, hopefully by the end of this month. And I hope to obtain a bachelor's degree in architecture.
At this time, I'm honored to also honor AJ Sanchez. He is the son of Crystal Jackson and Alex Sanchez of Sedro Woolley. Woohoo! AJ maintains a 3.84 GPA while being actively involved at Sedro Woolley High School. He's participated in varsity cross country, varsity wrestling, and varsity track and field. He's also a member of our STEAM club for 3 years and is currently our club president. National Honor Society all 4 years, College Bound Club, and Future Business Leaders of America. Alejandro has earned many department awards in English, math, and AVID, as well as earning multiple Student of the Month awards for AVID and math. Outside of school, AJ enjoys spending time with family and friends, listening to music, playing video games, getting outside, and enjoying the Pacific Northwest. He also loves working out, building Legos. You two should build Legos together, doing puzzles, watching movies, and swimming. And he currently works at Bonnie Joe's as a host and busser. And so at this time, I want to welcome AJ to the microphone, share who's with him here today, and also what his plans are after graduation.
Hello, I'm AJ. I'm here with my mom, my sister, and my dad. Got some stands. And after graduation, I plan on attending Western in the fall to attain my bachelor's in manufacturing engineering. Thank you.
And we're going to take pictures after. Is that okay? All right. Thank you so much.
All right. And now we have Nick with some Sergeant at Arms and Happy Bucks action.
All right, here we go. Jeff McCann and I are in charge of Sergeant at Arms. Last week, Jeff extracted money from you guys, I think, faster than I've ever seen done. But he got me thinking. He was talking about him being the chair of the scholarship, and his dad was before him. And I started going, who is the chair of different parts of the club, and does the club know who everybody is? So I did a deep dive into our lovely handbook here, and I have a few questions to see how well you know either your fellow Rotarians or who's in charge. We'll start with this table. Who is the chair of the Sergeant at Arms Committee? This is who you get a hold of if you have a hard time putting something like this together. 3, 2, 1. It is Louie. Nice work. You guys only owe me $1. Travis, can you pick up for me, please? These better not backfire on me. You guys know this stuff. Who's the chair of the raffle? Mr. Chad Paulson, everybody. $2, please. You guys need to name me 4 people on the golf committee, not including the chair. There's 1. Now he's the chair. You can't count Carl. Great question. Why are you? All right, just give me $2. Listen, don't worry about those details, Mark. We'll find out later. We don't have that kind of. There's like 100 people on the golf committee. That's why I figured 4 would be all right. There were 5 Rotarians that joined the club in 1999. Give me 3 of the 5. They are here. Multiple. Yeah, we've got a couple that are here. Is that your final answer? You got 1 right. Doug Wood. 1999. The other in the class, Rick Lemley, Teak Martin, Mike Mosier, Chuck Rule, and Doug Wood. Couple bucks, please. 2 people joined this club in 1994. They're both sitting at my table. Who are they? I'm not telling. So close. Daryl Heisler and Travis Heisman. Bonus question. If you get this right, you don't have to pay me. How old was Travis when he joined the club? He was like 12. He was like 12. You were 22. Okay. You were close. That's a couple bucks anyways. 22 years old, he joined the club. That's crazy. I think I was still in diapers. Which member of the club joined in 1987? And I've got a couple hints for this one. 87. He's a Libra. I thought that might help. His birthday's in October. He's here. Yeah. Steve Huggins. Great answer, but it's incorrect. It's our one and only Don. Don Ohms. I got more. Who's online? Is anybody online today? I hope he didn't hear you. I hope he didn't hear you. Are there people online? All right. Onliners. Where's a good one? That's an easy one, but we'll give it to you anyway. Who is the longest standing member of the club? We'll get to the chat. Don't. Oh, they maybe can't hear you. Anything? No answers. All right. They owe me $2. Oh, Don. Incorrect, Frank. Daryl Skiles. How many years? 54. How old were you when you joined? Man, he's good. It's almost like it's him. Who's the second longest member? This is for everybody. I'm just having fun. Right over there, Les. All right, well, we're on. Who's the third? I told you I did a deep dive into this thing today. Dan Sims. Did I get enough money? We ready for Happy Bucks? All right, Happy Bucks. Oh, one more announcement. Last thing. If you've not turned in an auction item yet, Travis said you owe $1. Well, everybody owes $1.
So I don't know if this is appropriate or not, but you know, alcohol is going to be more expensive because of this tariff stuff. So I think everyone has to dig a little deeper and get some extra money so we can have, you know, all the spirits that we need at all of our functions. So here's $20.
Okay, I have a happy 20 for AJ and Sam. Congratulations. And also, spring sports are starting for us. So we have our home track meet. Come watch AJ. And then Sam, when is your first? So it's next Wednesday for home track, and then Wednesday, Monday for tennis. So come on and cheer on our Cubs. Thank you.
Thank you.
I got a happy 20. I was privileged to deliver dictionaries to Samish School on yesterday. And, you know, for 16 kids, you just never saw so many smiles. I'll tell you, it's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Any more Happy Bucks? Oh, bunches.
So I'll actually add to that for the dictionaries. My dad and I deliver dictionaries to Central, and I think we've done it past 2 or 3 years. This was the first time that we've had our autographs asked for. So we were signing autographs in kids' dictionaries, which was kind of a cool thing.
Got a happy 20. So I delivered dictionaries up to Lyman. The kid asked me, what was this for? And I said, well, when the power goes out, this is your Google search. So I have a happy 20 for the Jefferson family, because not just Sam, because she was a student of mine when I was principal up there. And if you would have known her back when I knew her, you wouldn't be surprised that she's here today, because she was a great student back then as well. And Christina, the mother there. She was head of our parent group, so really worked hard to do a lot of great things at our school. And her husband there, and Sam's dad, Ryan, he was instrumental in getting fiber optic cable up to Hamilton area, to Hamilton, but in our school in the process, it was about the same time that all the online high stakes testing was going on. You need a lot of bandwidth for that. And so he was instrumental in getting that up here for us. And so their family's been great for our school district.
I got a happy $5. I think I haven't done myself a lot of public service, but I think public service is never easy. And so I just want to give a $5. I know right now, Eric, serving on the school board is not a fun time. So just thank you for that.
I have a happy 5 because the Sedro Woolley Museum now has a website and it's all the Sedro Woolley museums. So check it out, sedrowoolleymuseum.org.
Back to you.
All right. I think that brings us to our program, which all I know is it's about a fly fishing adventure with Mark Nilson. So I'll let him come on up and tell you all about his trip.
Well, I know you're surprised to see me up here, and I'm surprised to be here. Kind of got to the bottom of the barrel and said, what do we have left? And let's just call Nilson, see what we got here. So while it's true, this is about fly fishing, it's much more than that. And if you're into any outdoor activities and you haven't been to the St. Joe region in Idaho, it's a great place to go. It's got hiking trails and mountain biking and motocross stuff, ATV riding, horseback riding. At the very end of the road, there's a great area there where you can unload your horses, and they got hitching posts there for them, and a dedicated trail that you can't have any kind of vehicle or anything on, that you can go back. In fact, back in there, from the end of the road back, there's about 5 miles. There's a ranch back there. Then they pack everything, all the food and so on back in. It's a kind of guest ranch thing. And then there's fly fishing and so on back there. But also fly fishing is why I went there. So let's take a look. Let me start with this real quick here. So I'll talk about this for a little bit here today and see what we've got. So the St. Joe River, just to point out where it is. So here's Spokane, and the St. Joe River starts or ends in Lake Coeur d'Alene, and it's about 140 miles long. It starts up in the Bitterroots at actually called St. Joe Lake, where it's way up high, and the water goes into this little lake and it comes out of there, and then other things join it. So there's 2 ways to get there. One is you can go I-90 all the way across to here and just into St. Regis, barely into Montana, and then go back over the Bitterroots down here. Here's the St. Joe River right here. Or you can go from Spokane this way and come down and go up through St. Mary's and go up along the St. Joe. It dumps out right in here to this Coeur d'Alene Lake. And the one that from this way, from Montana, is not as good. It's faster a little bit, but as you go up over this pass on the Montana side, it's driven heavily by logging trucks, and it's gravel, and it gets real washboardy, and it just turns the ground into powder, so it can be really dusty. If they've graded it recently, it's not bad. But the other way is more of a chip seal kind of thing. It's a lot easier to come in. It's a little bit longer, but it's a better road. So I want to take and just talk a little bit about, before we talk about the river itself, I want to give you a little bit of a history lesson. So, the lines? No. Did you do that? Wasn't on there earlier, so I don't know. Well, we'll just go along with it. Sure. We need somebody under 30 that could help us. Try that. Click on, no, best laid plans. So to the St. Joe region in general, there's been 3 different presidents that have visited there. And the first one was this guy, Howard Taft. And Taft came to the area on the other side of the Bitterroots, on the side of the sort of the Montana side. And they were building a tunnel through the Bitterroots to the St. Joe River. And it was a place where there was a lot of ne'er-do-wells. There are people that were not very good citizens. You know, the gold rush in Alaska ended. They'd come down. They're looking for work. People, the old West was kind of ending. It was the early 1900s, just after the turn of the century, and it was a place where a lot of scoundrels came. But there was a lot of work, and they could make pretty good money at it. And it became known as one of the most lawless places in the United States. So Taft shows up. He's not president yet, but he's running for president. He shows up on a train, and they're going to build this tunnel through the mountains. And he said, all the people gather around the back of the train. He's going to hear him speak. And he said that this place had become a sewer of sin and a sore on an otherwise beautiful national forest. He told them they should all be ashamed of themselves and that they don't even have a name for their town. And some guy out in the audience goes, "Oh, yeah, we do. We're naming our town Taft." And so everybody goes, "Yeah, Taft." And of course, President Taft was not real happy with that, but they named him that. And today, if you drive I-90, and you come down out of the pass over the Bitterroots, you come down into Montana, just a few miles over the state line, you'll see an exit for Taft, Montana. Now, there's no town there. It's fallen all apart. Fires came through, and, it was just a quickly built area. But you can still see today. Is that not working? Go to the next slide. It doesn't seem to work. Oops, there we go. So you can see a little bit about what it looked like. It was thrown together very quickly. There at the peak, there's a couple thousand people there that worked there. And mostly they were miners from all over the world that did mining or prostitutes. And this is the opening and gambling halls. This was the opening to the tunnel as they were making it. And you can see this one guy here doesn't want his face to be taken a picture of because he probably is on some wanted poster somewhere. And I know this looks like Mike Janicki's logging crew, but it's not. It's the mining crew. So anyway, the Taft exit right now is not. See, there's an exit there. There's a chain link fence thing that has highway equipment and so on in it, and some piled up sand for the pass, but there's no town there anymore. So William Harding, this is the guy that was the second person to come through. And he came through on the actual St. Joe River side, and he visited a town called Avery, which is a little town. I use that word loosely. It's smaller than Clear Lake. There's not much to it, but there's a little place there called Avery. And he visited there. The train stopped. He got out, he shook some people's hands, kissed a few babies, inspected a pack train of mules, got back on and took off for Seattle. And he goes from Seattle to Tacoma, then up to Alaska on this boat. And he gets up there and he gets really sick. So they're going to take him back down to San Francisco to get some medical treatment. And he died about 1 month later after visiting Avery on the St. Joe River. And this is what it looked like back then in the old Avery train station. The final one is Harry Truman. And he wasn't president yet, but again, he was going to be running. And he came through. And if you listen to some of the people that talked about it later on when they were children, they said the school, which has just had a couple dozen kids, said they were all going to go out to this when the train stopped and meet him. And of course, everybody there was Republican and he was Democrat. So they put on Republican stickers on themselves and so on. But they got to the train and he started talking about his wife and his daughter and got down off the train and rung the key. And first soon they started taking their pins off and putting them in their pockets. They said later on, they felt bad that they were giving a bad time because they really liked him. He was a great guy. So going up the St. Joe River, one of the things that brought a lot of people there besides the timber was this, garnets. And garnets are only appear a few places in the United States, and they're used for different kinds of machinery and so on, but also then for jewelry and such. The most prized of which is this star garnet, which is used for rings and things like that. And today, if you were to go to the St. Joe River and you go up to the very end of the road and you hike the trail in for a ways, you can find the place where the old garnet mine was located. There's some big pits that are dug there, and some old rusted out equipment. And of course, back in those days, when you had the tailings, you just dumped them in the river because they're all going to disappear. Well, today, when you go there and you're in the more shallow water, you can find some pools where little specks of garnet have over the decades have settled. And when the sun's shining, the bottom of these pools turn bright red. And this is what they look, just little small miniature, and they fill an area and they just shimmer with red. So it's just this absolutely gorgeous river. The water is gin clear, and it's a great place to visit. So once again, this is a little bit what it looks like from above. So the place where I would camp with my son and fly fish is called Fly Flat Campground. You can see it's pretty rugged area around there where we are. And this is the name. And Idaho does a great job of maintaining their campgrounds. You can be downriver quite a ways, and there's some that have power and water. But this one, there's some nice campgrounds. There's flat areas to put your trailer or tent on. They have a fire pit, picnic table, and you see a lot of people go in there just to recreate in all kinds of ways, not just fly fish. They usually have water that's available through a pump, and they have reading rooms. Oops. They have reading rooms. So, they really try to take care of you while you're there. But the main reason that I went there with my son was for this, West Slope cutthroat trout. And if you're not familiar with this kind of fish, this slice that looks like somebody's cut their throat right here is why they're called cutthroat. And they're abundant in this river. There's a couple other species too, but this is the biggest one. So I've got a quick video to show you, and I'm going to apologize up front. For some reason, it doesn't want to go through smoothly through the video. It wants to buffer and just kind of jerk through it. But at least you'll be able to see what the area looks like.
So they say, it's but a game and they let it slip away. Hello, like the autumn sun, should be dying, but it's only just begun. Like the twilight in the road up ahead, they don't see just where we're going. All the secrets in the universe whisper in our ears. All the years come and go, take us up, always up. We may never pass this way again. We may never pass this way again. We may never pass this way again. Dreams, so they say, are for the fools and they let them drift away. Peace, like the silent dove, should be flying, but it's only just begun. Like Columbus in the olden days, we must gather all our courage, sail our ships out on the open sea, cast away our fears and all the years come and go, take us up, always up. We may never pass this way again. We may never pass this way again. We may never pass this way again. So I wanna laugh while the laughing is easy. I wanna cry if it makes it worthwhile. I may never pass this way again. That's why I wanna go with you. 'Cause you make me feel like I'm more than a friend. Like I'm the journey and you're the journey's end. I may never pass this way again. That's why I wanna go with you. We may never pass this way again. We may never pass this way again. We may never pass this way again. We may never pass this way again.
So again, I apologize that video did that. I probably should have brought my own laptop. I guess maybe it would have worked better, but anyway. So that's the St. Joe River. And if you have any questions, you can ask. If you ever want to go there, I can give you a heads up on some things. And if you want to fly fish, I can recommend some flies. So Carl. You know, it varied from day to day. Probably our best day, we maybe caught 20 or 25 each. Sometimes you run into a place where they're just loaded and you may catch the same one more than once. I don't know, but it varies from day to day and kind of what the weather's like and the hatch and so on. So, but yeah, we can catch quite a few. It's not, you know, when we were up there, we rarely saw any other fishermen. So, people stay down a little lower. Down a little lower, it gets bigger and bigger. It's kind of like the Meadow in that, if you go way up the Chiwak River, for example, it gets pretty skinny. You can walk across easily. But the closer you get down towards the Columbia River, it gets bigger and bigger. And almost looks like a lake towards the bottom of it. And you can't just wet wade that. You need to have a craft of some type. So same with this river. You get down further, and it's better to fish it with some kind of pontoon boat or something that floats. So anything else? Yeah, Mike. And there's parts of the river, most of it is yes. And I don't pay too much attention to that because I always do that anyway. And so, but yes, that river, a lot of it is catch and release. Yeah. Yeah. Todd. Oh. Last time I went, yes. But I did stop there actually, yes, and do that once. Yeah, on the way back. So that area. Okay. Does she know any good fishing spots? All right, I'll talk to you later. Anybody else? Yeah, John. Yeah, in that river they are. And part of the coloring is a product of the river and the food they eat, and how they can stay hidden the best. And so for that particular, that's what most of them look like. Yeah, they're gorgeous fish, as you can see. So good. Yeah, see you. There is. So I've put into the live auction a fly fishing trip on the Meadow, and it would include take off very early here from Sedro Woolley, drive over to Mazama, stop and get a breakfast sandwich, head on down to Hank's, which is in Twisp, and get some lunch and put it in our cooler. And I've got 2 pontoon boats. They're about 8 feet long, and you have oars with them. And we'd put in just out of Twisp, and then we'd take out several miles downstream at some private property I know. And after catching fish all day long, and then come back over and stop at Annie's Pizza and cast it up in Concrete for dinner. And it'd be a 1-day trip over and back. And you'd find some places to fish if you wanted to go there on your own as well. I have found that, don't tell anybody else this now, this is between us, right? I've found that between some really good fishing between Twisp and Carlton, and there's a good place to put in and take out down at Carlton. There's a public area down there. So that whole thing is a long all-day trip. You really have to move to kind of get through that, but we'd go about halfway through that and stop and fish some places. So anyway, any other questions? So bid that up, because if you want to do that, if you don't know how to fly fish, you've never done it, I have a introductory rod and reel that's brand new that you'll get with it. If you're already a fly fisherman, you probably wouldn't want it, but and some free casting lessons. I've got a big lawn that you can cast on and practice. So if you want to do that, I'll even give you some flies and a fly box to put them in and so on. So okay, anything else? Yeah, Carl. Well, I didn't add that to it. I mean, we can talk about that. So certainly you could extend the day and do that. So. I'm just doing it. So we can certainly do that. Yeah. And I wouldn't be hard. I could stay there for free. My son lives in Winthrop, so I could stay with him. So that'd be easy. But for somebody else, that might be nice for him. So yeah. Anything else? Thanks.
Oh. He refuses the keychain or the 4-way test coin for some reason. I mean, really. But I mean, I do give them to our students of the month. In fact, would you do the honors for me? These are 4-way test coins. And so it's just a reminder in life to live your life by the 4-way test. All right. Hey, thanks, Mark, so much for that presentation. It was like going back home to Idaho. In geology class, we actually, at the University of Idaho, we went and dug for garnets as part of our lab. And it was a great time. And I still have a really pretty rock that's just full of garnets sitting at home because it was fun. And I was a senior when I took that class because I didn't realize I had one more science credit I needed, and I heard geology was pretty easy. And so I took that class. I didn't show up for it as often as I should have, but it was pretty easy. But the professor, when we were on our way out to this field trip, I remember he wanted to know if there were any upperclassmen, and I kind of hesitantly raised my hand because I hadn't been in class that much and I didn't want him to notice me. And he was like, "Good, you're sitting in the front with me in the van." And we had the best time. It was one of my favorite field trips. And it was in an area that looked very similar. And I'm kind of wondering, I'm like, I wonder if it was in that area because that's not far from U of I. So, all right. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. It's really slick though, so be cautious if you're on a bike. If it's been wet at all, I've had some friends that have taken some pretty nasty bike spills on that one. All right, if everyone can help clean up, we are adjourned.